Ever wondered which parts of Canada have the highest crime rates? It's a question many people ask, whether they're planning a move or just curious about the country. Today, we're diving deep into the latest data to explore some of the areas in Canada with higher crime statistics. But before we start, it's super important to remember something. Statistics don't tell the whole story. Crime rates can be influenced by tons of factors, like population density, social programs, and specific local issues. A high crime rate in one area doesn't mean it's a terrible place to live or that you'll be unsafe walking down the street. It's just one piece of the puzzle. Most people in these communities live perfectly normal, happy lives. So, let's look at this with a curious and open mind, not with fear. We're here to understand the data, not to judge the places or the people who call them home. Ready? Let's get into it. First up on our list, let's head to the prairies. North Battleford, Saskatchewan, has frequently appeared in discussions about Canada's Crime Severity Index, or CSI. The CSI is a really interesting tool. Instead of just counting all crimes equally, it gives more weight to more serious offenses. So, it gives a better picture of the overall severity of crime in an area, not just the volume. For several years, North Battleford has had one of the highest CSI scores in the country. Now, why is that? A lot of it comes down to property crime, like break-ins and vehicle theft. There are also challenges with violent crime, which local police and community leaders are working hard to address. They've been implementing strategies like increased police patrols and community-based programs aimed at tackling the root causes of crime, such as poverty and addiction. It's a complex situation, and it shows how a small city can face big challenges. Next, we're traveling west to British Columbia. A few cities in BC often show up in these conversations, and one of them is Williams Lake. Located in the beautiful Cariboo region, Williams Lake has faced its own set of public safety challenges. Similar to North Battleford, its CSI has been on the higher side. The stats often point to issues with both violent and non-violent crimes. Community leaders have pointed to the city's role as a regional hub. People from smaller surrounding communities travel to Williams Lake for services, which can sometimes concentrate social issues in one place. There's a lot of work being done here too, focusing on outreach and support for vulnerable populations. It's a reminder that crime stats are often linked to much broader social and economic factors. It's not just about bad people. It's about communities grappling with complex problems and trying to find solutions. Let's head back to the prairies and talk about Thompson, Manitoba. This city is known as the hub of the North and plays a vital role for many remote northern communities. For a while, Thompson has registered a high crime severity index, particularly for violent crime. One of the contributing factors is its location. As a service center, it draws a large transient population, and with that can come social challenges, including issues related to alcohol and substance use, which can sometimes spill over into violence. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police and local organizations in Thompson are very active. They're running programs aimed at youth engagement, addiction support, and community policing to build trust and make the streets safer for everyone. It's a testament to the resilience of northern communities who are dedicated to creating a better environment for their residents. The issues are diverse, ranging from property crime and theft to more serious violent offenses, including a high homicide rate in certain years. The reasons are incredibly complex, tied to deep-seated issues of poverty, colonialism, and the meth crisis that has hit the prairies hard. The Winnipeg Police Service is one of the busiest in the country, and they're constantly adapting their strategies. But the real work is happening on the ground, with countless community groups, outreach workers, and nonprofits dedicated to supporting at-risk youth, providing housing, and offering a path away from crime. Winnipeg's story is a powerful reminder that behind the headlines are real people working tirelessly to heal their city. Let's talk about another major city, this time in Alberta, Edmonton. For a period, Edmonton's crime rates, particularly in its downtown area, were a major point of discussion. The city's crime severity index, while not always the highest in the country, has been notable for a city of its size. Issues have included everything from vehicle theft to more serious violent crime. Like Winnipeg, Edmonton has been dealing with the social fallout from economic downturns in the oil and gas sector, as well as the opioid crisis. The city has responded with a multifaceted approach. They've increased police presence in key areas, but they've also invested heavily in social programs, transit safety, and revitalization projects to make public spaces feel safer and more welcoming. It shows a commitment to not just policing crime, but preventing it by building a healthier and more connected community. It's also important to touch on the territories. While they have very small populations, places like Yellowknife in the Northwest Territories and Whitehorse in the Yukon often have some of the highest crime severity indexes in the entire country. This is a really crucial point. The CSI is calculated per 100,000 people. In a place with a small population, even a small number of serious incidents can cause the CSI to skyrocket. The context here is everything. These northern communities face unique challenges, including extreme isolation, a high cost of living, and the lasting, painful legacy of residential schools. These factors contribute to high rates of addiction and interpersonal violence. The solutions here are not simple and are deeply tied to reconciliation and providing better access to mental health and addiction services. It's a stark reminder that crime is often a symptom of deeper societal wounds. The main thing is that danger is a complicated word. A high CSI score points to real problems that need real solutions, but it doesn't define a community. Every town and city on this list is also full of wonderful people, beautiful scenery, and strong community spirit. They are places where people raise families, run businesses, and live their lives. Crime statistics are a tool. They help governments and police forces identify where resources are needed most. They help us understand the social and economic challenges different parts of our country are facing. But they should never be used to write off an entire community. The story of crime in Canada is really a story of challenge and response, of problems and the dedicated people working to solve them. If you are ever struggling with your mental health or dealing with addiction, please know that help is available. There are crisis lines and support services across the country that you can reach out to.